Yeah, I can. Now I'll put it up.
Hi guys,
No.
I got some pictures to share with you guys. This is my aunt's forsythia bush. I really love forsythia bushes and lilac bushes. They're my favorite. Isn't this a pretty one? It's been there for many, many years. I'll share that with you guys, and I'm going to share the pictures of Tig's photo shoot with you. Here's Tig in a fire truck praying that he makes it safely. You see that good?
You can't see Tig very well because it's so small.
Now, Tig's in the bucket.
Yeah, he's in the bucket.
Tig's in the bucket. Here's Tig with Dottie. Let me get it out. Here's Tig with Dottie.
Bring it over that way, son. There you go.
There's Tig and Dottie.
There's Tig and Dottie.
Wait till you see this one. Here's Tig and his Easter chick. Oh my God. Alright, here's Tig and his pirate ship. All hands on deck, he's saying. All hands on deck.
Yep.
And this one, he's praying on the ship to make sure he makes it safely across the sea. You see?
Yep.
And the last two. Tig, on Easter, actually got to meet E.T. And E.T. was phoning home.
Oh,
See this?
yeah. Oh.
Take the knife, I got proof. And the last but not least, Tig threw Baby Yoda out of his bed, and Tig got in there, and he took over Baby Yoda's little cradle and the blanket. Look.
Oh.
No! Look at him!
Oh.
Look at him!
Hey, birdie.
Oh.
No.
That was Tig's photo shoot for Easter. We just did a bunch of different ones. Hope you guys like them. I want to share them with you. And the beautiful forsythia bush. I would love to have a whole vase full of lilacs. They are my favorite flower. They smell so good. I ain't got to see a lilac bush in forever. Okay, you can go ahead and go get ready now, babe. Sherman's got a really bad headache today, but he's working through it for us. I don't know how much stuff on his head. I ordered this stuff off this girl on Etsy that's supposed to relieve headaches, you know. And it smells really good. You're supposed to put it under your nose and inhale deeply. It's in a little chapstick tube. It's like all natural, you know, oils and stuff, essential oils, coconut oil, stuff like that. And then I rubbed some lidocaine on his head. It's still hurting. I had him take some Sudafed for pain and pressure. Oh, you're getting something? Sherman's got to do something real fast. I'll tell you where we are going to start reading. We are going to start with Luke, what we're going to be reading. Luke 23, verses 13 through 43, where, as you know, Jesus, I had some of them in here. Jesus was arrested, and he was being shipped from Herod to Pilate. Okay? And then we're going to read two Psalms again, Psalm 97 and 98. And then we'll be finishing up with Proverbs chapter 14, verses 7 and 8. We'll probably be finishing up the book of Luke pretty soon. Look at that baby, Sherm. Look at that baby. Oh. Got Maury on in the background. That baby. So cute. How can people not want to be the parent, even the father, even if they weren't? I would take all of them. If they were mine or not. I'd love to have a whole house full. Love it. We'll be getting into the crucifixion of Jesus today. You going? Yeah. Luke 23, verse 13. All right. Pilate called together the chief priests, the rulers, and the people, and said to them, "You brought me this man as one who was inciting the people to rebellion. I have examined him in your presence, and have found no basis for charges against him. Neither has Herod, for he sent him back to us. As you can see, he has done nothing to deserve death. Therefore I will punish him and then release him." But the whole crowd shouted, "Away with this man! Release Barabbas to us!" Barabbas had been thrown into prison for an insurrection in the city and for murder. Because it was the custom for them to release one prisoner a year. Wanting to release Jesus, Pilate appealed to them again, but they kept shouting, "Crucify him! Crucify him!" You know, the chief priests and Sadducees, Pharisees, all them teachers of the law were inciting the crowd, okay? Inciting the crowd for Jesus' death. For the third time, he spoke to them. Pilate tried and tried and tried. You know, it's like a part of you kind of doesn't feel like Pilate was a bad guy, because he tried and tried. I know he could have if he wanted to, but let's get on. Wanting to release Jesus, Pilate appealed to them again, but they kept shouting, "Crucify him! Crucify him!" For the third time he spoke to them. "Why? What crime has this man committed? I have found in him no grounds for the death penalty. Therefore I will have him punished and then release him," which means flogged. Yeah, it means flogged. This is awful. This is awful. It's hard to read these, you know, when it gets to this point. But with loud shouts, they instantly demanded that he be crucified, that Jesus be crucified, and their shouts prevailed. So Pilate decided to grant their demand. He released a man who had been thrown into prison, Barabbas, for insurrection and murder, the one they asked for, and surrendered Jesus to their will, which will be crucifixion. It doesn't tell the whole story here, because it doesn't say where Pilate's wife, I told you different books get into stuff in more detail than others. Pilate's wife had come to Pilate and said, "Have nothing to do with this man." Jesus just talking about, "For I have suffered in a dream because of him." You know, not to bother Jesus. And that made Pilate even more wanting Jesus to be released. And then finally, when they kept hollering for this to happen, Pilate had a bowl of water, and he said, "I'm washing my hands of this." Like, he's having nothing to do with it. His life is on your heads. And they're like, "Let it be on our heads and our children's." Even their children, they put for Jesus' crucifixion. How could you do that? Anyway, it's only going to get worse here. As the soldiers led him away, they seized Simon from Cyrene, not Simon Peter, but a different Simon, who was on his way in from the country, and put the cross on him, and made him carry it behind Jesus, because Jesus at that time, from being beat and everything else, was too weak to carry the cross. And can you imagine having to carry a big wooden cross that's big enough to nail a man to the spot where they're going to kill you on it? So Simon of Cyrene carried Jesus' cross. A large number of people followed him, including women who mourned and wailed for him. Mary, his mother, Mary Magdalene, Joanna, Martha, you know, all those women like that. They were big followers of Jesus. Jesus turned and said to them when they were crying and wailing, "Daughters of Jerusalem, do not weep for me. Weep for yourselves and for your children. For the time will come when you will say, 'Blessed are the childless women, the wombs that never bore, and the breasts that never nursed.' Then they will say to the mountains, 'Fall on us,' and to the hills, 'Cover us.' For if people do these things when the tree is green, what will happen when it is dry?" Still to the very end, Jesus, when he is bloody and beaten and getting ready to be crucified, was thinking of others and not himself. For if people do these things when the tree is green, what will happen when it is dry? 2 other men, both criminals, were also led out with him to be executed. When they came to the place called the Skull, Golgotha, they crucified him there along with the criminals, one on his right, the other on his left. Jesus was in the middle. Jesus said, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." You see, Jesus is asking for your forgiveness to God for the soldiers and everybody that's up there, nailing him to the cross, and the people that are cheering because of him being killed. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they're doing. That's a love you can't find nowhere else but Jesus. And they divided up his clothes by casting lots. How sick. The people stood watching, and the rulers even sneered at him. They said, "He saved others. Let him save himself if he is God's Messiah, the chosen one." We were mocking him, you know. They wanted this all along. The chief priests, the teachers of the law, they're in all their glory right now. The soldiers also came up and mocked him. They offered him wine vinegar and said, "If you are the King of the Jews, save yourself." There was a written notice above him which read, "This is the King of the Jews." Now, the teachers of the law, Pilate had that put up there. The teachers of the law complained to Pilate, saying, "Don't say that he is the King of the Jews. Say that he said he is the King of the Jews." And Pilate said, "No, what I have written, I have written." And it stayed that way. Now listen to this. One of the criminals who hung there hurled insults at him. He's up there on the cross dying too, and he's hurling insults at Jesus. "Aren't you the Messiah? Save yourself and us." But the other criminal rebuked him. "Don't you fear God," he said, "since you are under the same sentence? We are punished justly, for we are getting what our deeds deserve. But this man has done nothing wrong." Then he said, "Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom." Jesus answered him, "Truly I tell you, today you will be with me in paradise." And I have no doubt in my mind or heart that he was. I hate when it gets to these readings because it's so hard to know what Jesus went through. He did it for us. All right. We'll start with Psalm 97. Are you ready, sure? Let me know when you got it. Got it? The Lord reigns. Let the earth be glad. Let the distant shores rejoice. Clouds and thick darkness surround him. Righteousness and justice are the foundation of his throne. Fire goes before him and consumes his foes on every side. His lightning lights up the world, and the earth sees and trembles. The mountains melt like wax before the Lord. Before the Lord, all the earth. The heavens proclaim his righteousness, and all the people see his glory. All who worship images are put to shame. Those who boast in idols worship him, all you gods. Zion hears and rejoices, and the villages of Judah are glad because of your judgments, Lord. For you, Lord, are the most high over all the earth. You are exalted far above all gods. Let those who love the Lord hate evil, for he guards the lives of the faithful ones and delivers them from the hand of the wicked. Light shines on the righteous and joy on the upright in heart. Rejoice in the Lord, you who are righteous, and praise his holy name. Amen. And that was Psalm 97. And now we're going to read Psalm 98. It has 9 verses. 97 and 12. You ready? You ready? Sing to the Lord a new song, for he has done marvelous things. His right hand and his holy arm have worked salvation for him. The Lord has made his salvation known and revealed his righteousness to the nations. He has remembered his love and his faithfulness to Israel. All the ends of the earth have seen the salvation of our God. Shout for joy to the Lord, all the earth. Burst into jubilant song with music. Make music to the Lord with the harp and the sound of singing, with trumpets and the blast of the ram's horn. Shout for joy before the Lord the King. Let the sea resound and everything in it, the world and all who live in it. Let the rivers clap their hands. Let the mountains sing together for joy. Let them sing before the Lord, for he comes to judge the earth. He will judge the world in righteousness and the peoples with equity. And that was Psalm 98. All right, you ready for Proverbs? 14, verses 7 and 8. Ready? You guys ready? Proverbs 14:7. Stay away from a fool, for you will not find knowledge on their lips. And Proverbs 14:8. The wisdom of the prudent is to give thought to their ways, but the folly of fools is deception. Okay, guys, that was our Bible reading. I hope it touched your hearts. I got our prayer request here. Sure, is everything okay over there? Look. All right. No, I don't like that.
That's it, Bart.
Not already. No, it's not. It's only 3 o'clock. Let's see. Everything's the same. Please pray for Levi Dempsey. He's needing a lot of physical therapy. Pray that he gets to go. Please pray for Abby and Jimmy Myers, Danette Ranger, my mom, Rhonda Karshner, Sherm. Please pray for his headaches today. Cindy and Jim Welsh. Please pray for Cindy's legs. She has severe Charlie horses. Please pray that she gets relief from those. She suffered with them for a long time. Please pray for Lori, who lost her husband last month. And they were very close. They didn't spend a day apart their whole marriage. They were married for many years. Please pray for Dora Carver, Dean Detty, the Burt family, Dole's family, Joyce White, Elizabeth Jeffries, Garnet Boyer. She's doing better, but she still can't get around without help yet. she's older, so it's going to take longer for her to, recuperate. And please pray for Layla and her son Emil. And for my Aunt Dora, Mother's Day will be coming up. And she lost her only daughter, our cousin, to cancer years ago. And like I said, that's her only child. So, and then she lost her husband, and then she lost her dog, Nikki, who was family. We loved Nikki so much. So she's really had it hard. So please keep her in your heart and prayers for Mother's Day and always. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Let's bring those souls to Jesus, and God willing, we'll see you guys again tomorrow with another Bible reading. Sherm's tying the curtain back. I'll be doing a Bible study next if you guys want to follow. If you guys want to follow along. I hope you guys liked the pictures. Let me know if you did. Bye guys. God bless.